Hi there, it's Kute here, sending you big love wherever you are right now. In today's video blog, I want to deal with how do you deal with someone who has a difference of opinion, someone who has a different opinion than you. Because here's the reality: in a world of 7 billion people with 7 billion there are going to be 7 billion perspectives. Clearly, not everyone is going to agree with you. Clearly, people are going to have opposing opinions, upside down opinions, and some of these opinions you might think are completely crazy. They might piss you off, upset you. Some of the people who have differences of opinions with you might be some of those that are closest to you: your children, your spouses, your loved ones, your lovers, your boss, your employees, those that you are your family even. And have you ever wondered, when you dealt with someone, how can they believe that? They are so wrong. And then you got into such a righteous state of, I'm right, they're wrong, or they thought you were right, you were wrong, and it just went back and forth and escalated into an argument. And as a result, love, intimacy, connection, friendship may have been broken up as a result of the differences of opinion. I'm going to propose that a difference of opinion with a loved one or someone or anyone in your life doesn't have to disconnect you from the flow of love. A difference of opinion with someone in your life doesn't have to contract you to the point where you are mad or upset, or it ruins your day. Right? So what do you do when someone has a difference of opinion? I think it's just really amazing in a world of 7 billion people, when we have all these different perspectives and opinions, that we can still even communicate. We can still even have this conversation when our opinions are so different. I think as a humanity, we often hear how backwards humanity is, how much of a long way we have to go. We hear the disaster stories and the wars and the fighting. But if you consider we live in a world of 7 billion people, I believe we're still not doing too badly. I believe we're actually doing okay. Here I am, an individual with years and years of experiences that you'll never really know. And here you are with years and years of all sorts of diverse experiences that I'll never really know. And yet somehow we're able to come together, and I communicate something to you, you communicate something to me, we communicate something to each other, and somehow through some filter we're somewhat able to communicate, to a degree understand each other. Honestly, I think it's miraculous, and as a human race, I think we should give ourselves a hell of a lot more credit. So here's a couple of tips, strategies, and ideas for you to think about how to deal with when you have a difference of opinion with someone in your life. Here's the thing. It's easy to look at someone who believes something differently than you and go, they're wrong. It's easy to get mad. It's easy to be righteous. It's easy to attack them, condemn them, is it not? That's the easy thing to do. But consider this: everybody is right. This is a reality I want you to try on. What if everyone was right? That what they believe might not be right for you, what you believe may not be right for them, but based on their current conditioning, based on their past programming, their childhood, everything that's happened to them, based on their own conditioning, because we've all been conditioned, everybody's right. They're right based on their own perspective. Doesn't mean their perspective is the reality, it's simply their reality. So if you come to it from a paradigm of everyone's right, may not be right for me, but it's right, but in their mind they're right, in my mind I'm right, we're all right, and you just have to simply then find what's truly right for you. So that paradigm, I think, will shift a sense of combativeness, againstness, defensiveness, when you realize everyone's right. It just may not be right for me. The other thing that I think is important is, rather than attacking or making someone wrong, is to do your best to really seek to understand the opposing perspective. I believe that the degree to which you can understand the opposing perspective, the difference in opinion, is actually the degree to which you are free. So if you really want to be free, put yourself in another person's reality and see if you can even play a game. See if you can so put yourself in someone's reality and to a degree so understand what it is they believe and what it is they feel and why. You still may not agree, but see if you can actually put yourself in the opposing reality and really understand where they're coming from. Understand their pains, their problems, their challenges, and how they even believe what they believe. You may not agree, but see if you can understand, because if you can understand, it will lead to a renewed, I believe, compassion. Because many times we have our perspective because of our life experiences, and the truth is, if you or I perhaps had their upbringing, grew up in that part of the world, grew up with their parents and their, religion and their schooling and their friends, we might believe what they believe as well. It's really conditioning determines our perspective, and as a result, our perspective often determines our reality and how we see life. So many times we're not necessarily seeing reality, we are seeing the reality that we have made up based on our lenses, based on our programming, based on our conditioning. So there's three things I'll leave you with when you're dealing with someone who has a difference in opinion as you. Number one, seek to really understand them and seek to have compassion. When you understand them, then it can open you up to not agreement, but compassion for their perspective. Real compassion for where they're coming from. Secondly, even though you may not agree with their perspective, rather than pointing the finger or coming from a place of making them wrong, making yourself right, making them wrong, start leading and listening with curiosity, with getting curious, like, I wonder why they believe that, I wonder how they came to that perspective. Get curious, because when you start getting curious, then you can start having a dialogue, then you can then move, to get curious and have compassion requires that you expand your perception, you expand your fixed reference point of yourself, that you actually grow and become a bigger person so that you can hold their viewpoint inside of your own. I believe that one of the keys to peace is going to be understanding, and many times we're so quick to shun someone because they don't believe what we believe, or to unfriend someone from our Facebook because they don't believe what we believe, or to excommunicate just because they don't believe what we believe. But I believe to really build a bridge requires curiosity. So start getting curious, like, I wonder why they believe that. I wonder how they got to that. Tell me, talk to me, help me. Because maybe through the dialogue, you might, if your perspective is maybe more accurate, you may be able to impact and influence them, and vice versa. Lastly, I would say, really through that process of compassion and curiosity, really don't just look for what's different. Don't just look for the differences and that which can create so much separation. Look for what I call the connection. What is the thing that, even though you have these opposing differences, where is the place that you and that person who has the opposing difference, where is the place that you connect? At the deepest level, we're all connected. At the deepest level, likely we all want the same things. We're just coming at it from different perspectives. So I think if you're able to really connect to the thing that connects you, to what are the similarities, then it can often give you a foundation that helps you be even more curious and helps you have more compassion. Because often, even though your perspectives are different, you can gain appreciation for the underlying intention, for the underlying possibility, for the underlying motivation in terms of how the perspective for that person came about. Ultimately, folks, we are all unique expressions of the divine. We are all unique expressions of the divine, and ultimately we are being lived and breathed by the same one force that is expressing as 7 billion manifestations of love, unique works of art, black, white, green, orange, shades of purple and gray and red, and this whole experience of life is a unique expression with differences and similarities, but underlying, let us never forget Let us never forget the same intelligence that is breathing me is breathing you. The same intelligence that's breathing the thing that we think is exactly opposite to us. The same intelligence that's breathing me is breathing the person that has the totally different perspective. Ultimately, at the deepest level, there's only one, expressing in different shades. Folks, I hope that helped in terms of dealing with when someone in your life has a different perspective. Implement these ideas. If you enjoyed this video, please do share it with those in your life. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my blog, where you will receive weekly inspiration from me and updates about my events. And connect with me on Facebook and Instagram and social media. Sending you big love wherever you are. Love now.